The Ugandan army is still searching for the militants accused of killing at least 41 people in the west of the country. The group has links to the Islamic State. They attacked a school on Friday night in the town of Kasese near the Congolese border. Most of those killed were children living in school dormitories. Now, social critic and editor of the Rwenzori Journal, Mubale Chrispus, joins us now. Thank you, Mubale, for making time for us this afternoon. What do you understand to have happened here?
Thank you so much. For quite a while, we have had the ADF rebels since about the 1940s, the early 1940s, 1990, 1999. Early 2000, we have had the rebels having a lot of havoc or carrying out a lot of havoc in the Rwenzori sub-region. And this attack comes, I think, at the time when the government of Uganda had proudly pronounced itself that it had sent away all the ADF rebels. However, there are quite a number of questions that are a bit unanswered about the attack. One, the attack happened at a very I would call it insignificant secondary school for a serious rebel group to claim responsibility and 100% success. Because the school is called Peter Hunter's Bondwelu Viriha Secondary School. This secondary school was started by a donor program that aims at enrolling children from the hunter communities or children whose parents have been hunting from the Queen Elizabeth National Park as a way of combating, as a way of fighting against poaching in the Rwenzori sub-region. However, as of now, still stands at 41 as the confirmed numbers of the deceased, both based on the locals and also based on the social media and the local radio stations, and also the local TV, which is Rwenzori TV. They are the same numbers that have been confirmed. However, there are those who are not yet 100% concluded whether they were abducted and whether among those that were killed in the forest on the way while the rebels were trying to run back to their hiding places. And also in the same way, it creates a question on the loyalty of the Ugandan security forces to the ADF rebels and the linked ISIL rebels, because for a long while, if the Ugandan military or the Ugandan security forces were to fight against the ADF rebels, then it would be very difficult for the existence of the rebels as of today, because now it looks like there is a little bit of a loyalty between the forces and the rebels, because if there wasn't any form of loyalty, the biggest question that one would ask themselves is if between the border of Congo and entering Uganda, that's Kasese, if it is difficult to pass a single spoon of rice, smuggling rice from Congo to Uganda, how come militias can cross even when there are porous borders? It is still difficult for people to smuggle goods. But how come militias can still cross with guns and other materials? But also, it speaks out to the fact that the attack is a bit timely, because it comes at the time when most people in the Rwenzori sub-region are jubilating the release of the king of Rwenzururu, Omusingacha Wizile Mumbere, and who has been incarcerated since 2016. So it brings facts, whether it's a diversion, it brings a by the state, or if it is actually a serious attack, because the same town has very high-profile schools where higher learning. So it brings a question on why an insignificant institution.
How has government responded, Mubale? How has government responded? Have they tightened security at some of these key schools?
Of course, government's response is, I would call it a post-mortem, because the response should have come the very day of the attack. Because near the school, actually 800 meters meters away from the school, there is the very time, or that very time of the attack, away from the school, army barracks. So those are the ones, that's where we should have at least expected a bit. That's where we should have had at least a bit of a response, either in the middle of the night or early in the morning. But government's response of delivering or tightened security, delivering armored vehicles and heavy security, at the moment, I would call it a post-mortem, because up to today, several people who live in the villages that border the Democratic Republic of Congo at the border town of Mbondeluviri have started leaving their homes. They actually started leaving their homes yesterday. They are joining their relatives who live in the town of the municipality of Kasese, and their other relatives who live on the way back of the DRC.
All right.
However,
Mubale Chrispus, apologies there. The line is not the best, but I think we got the gist of what's been happening there. Thank you so much for that update. Mubale Chrispus is a social critic and editor of the Rwenzori Journal.